Stay woker. I'm gonna put a little red. I got bogged down. Work was horrible. Today, these lights is kind of, I ain't gonna worry about it. But anyway, just wanted to tap in. This is officially election eve. I am so exhausted, so tired, just so ready to turn the page. I am ready to turn the page and get the hell out of this nightmare. It feels like I'm in a twilight zone. For you young people that don't know what a twilight zone is, look it up. Your parents can tell you what the twilight zone is, and it feels like we have been living in a swirl of just shit that don't make sense for the past 10 years. So this is election eve. So we're just gonna, yesterday I tapped in. One of the things I didn't talk about was Initiative 434. So Initiative 434, you are voting against it if you believe in, if you are pro-choice, you believe, you will be going against 434. They try to be tricky because there's 2 abortion ballots. And like I said, I like to say reproductive rights, because a lot of these people that have died, these young women, young mothers that have died, were not trying to get abortions. They had problems with their pregnancies, and their doctors were not allowed to treat them as they wanted to or should have, because of the threat of being arrested for the, a sentence to prison for 99 years, I believe, in Texas, which is crazy as hell. So 434 is, we want to vote no for 434 and yes for 439. There are a bunch of commercials out, and the Republicans just put this latest one out with the young lady. She's a volleyball player, I believe, volleyball or basketball player for Nebraska. But I know that she for UNL, the University of Nebraska. But 434 is a tricky one. It is, we're voting against that. The way it's worded, you would think that you would be voting for it. Vote against 434 if you are pro-choice and believe in women's rights and reproductive rights. If you believe that we should not be fighting the battles that our grandparents fought, then you want to vote for 439, against 434. Again, for 439, against 434. So 434 is going to be the first one, and then 439 is going to be down below. And also, I just wanted to talk about the polls in Iowa. Great news came out that Kamala Harris is up 3 points in Iowa. I'm not doing any celebrating until after the election. I'm going to call the election on election night. They can, Trump is going to try to call it at 8:01 p.m. Before California and all the other West Coast states get in and finish counting. And we all know Pennsylvania takes forever to count their ballots, because by law, they cannot start counting ballots until a certain time. I wanted to show you guys a video on the initiative. So when you go in, if you haven't voted already, just listen to this. This is one of the young ladies that she did a video on the protective rights, and actually went down to the, so.
Down the street at Bryan Medical Center here in Lincoln, Nebraska, and it is so important to me that my children have access to the same level of reproductive health care that I've had access to, which is why I am voting against 434 and for 439.
Okay, so you heard it from her mouth. Against 434, that's right here, 434, and for Initiative 439. So I just don't want anybody to get confused. And whatever your beliefs are, I just want to make sure that you have the right information. Okay, and so I did get this. I want to show you guys this video in which they were speaking about Trump when he was getting into the garbage truck. He's such an idiot.
To me, bizarre.
There's certainly some neurologic issue going on.
Is that video we're showing a seizure?
Well,
maybe
it certainly could be.
Watch it right here. Let's just watch. I want to watch it closely here. It's a violent, repetitive jerking.
Yeah, there's a lot that can be determined by medical experts if we have access to the records. And for such an important job, such a position, there's no way we should even consider doing it without having a look at those records.
So there's no way we should have at every time somebody does anything, the Republican Party diagnosed them medically without a medical record. That is so crazy. That's very crazy. But again, Ashley Spivey is on the ballot. Carol Blood is on the ballot for us. Liz Renner is on the ballot for us. So let's make sure we get these people in office. If you need a ride, it's too late to drop your ballots off, you have to take those ballots in person if you did not mail in your ballots. But I am excited about tomorrow. Let's get it together. Let's vote blue down the ballot, and let's get Kamala Harris and Tim Walz in as the president and vice president of the United States. And also blue down the ballot, we got to get Tony Vargas in, Terrell McKinney. Let me see who's going against Dan Osborne. Dan, I'm still got questions about that last commercial you dropped. I hope that was just strategy. Oh, as a matter of fact, y'all, I'm supposed to be on his. Oh, you know what? I got invited to his call. I'm going to get on this call, and I got invited to his little virtual rally tonight. Let me see. I'm gonna call in right now, y'all. And we're gonna see what they're talking about. Guess what I said? I responded, will he be taking questions? Look, will he be taking questions?
Your event will start soon.
Oh, I didn't even start yet.
Report. What is the response to union organization there?
Oh, they asking questions, y'all.
Yeah, I know. I'll start by, telling my own personal stories. Kellogg's during COVID.
Let me know if y'all can hear this.
They went from $19 billion to $21 billion profit. And the CEO gave himself a $2 million raise. The board enriched themselves. Stockholders enriched themselves. And then they tried to take our insurance. They tried to take our cost of living adjustment, which is our only form of wage increases designed to keep us even with inflation. And then they wanted a permanent two-tier wage system with no path for a lower-tier employee to go to the upper tier. So Kellogg spent $700 million trying to break the union when they didn't have to. Our contract would have cost them $30 million over the course of 5 years. So it's hard for me to think that workers are to blame when they're just trying to stay even with inflation. Ultimately, that's what we were trying to do. We weren't asking for the moon. Unions know we can't price ourselves out of the market. And I don't think Kellogg's Omaha is close. They use this. They're taking a play right out of their playbook. In 2015, they announced that they were closing the Battle Creek, Michigan plant, leading up to the 2015 contract. But then during contract negotiations, they said, we'll keep the plant open if you give us a two-tier wage system. And so we made those concessions during that time. They got what they wanted there. And so I think that's what they're doing here, too. And they're already in negotiations with the city of Omaha to get cheaper power and cheaper water. I think this is just a plain case of a dirty negotiating tactic. And as far as the longshoremen, I paid close attention to that. And, the problem is I think it goes back to that. And in 1970, the CEO wage gap was 50 to 1.
Vanessa, can you hear this call? This is with a live call with Dan Osborne.
Now,
let me know if you can hear him.
$265 to $1. So the CEOs are gaining this massive wealth, and the workers are getting left behind. So I'm always going to try to side with the workers, but also, again, the workers know that they can't price themselves out of a market or out of a job. And I know this is true because there's 3 families that have amassed more wealth in this country than 50% of Americans. And then one more fact is the biggest migration of wealth has occurred in this country since 1980. $50 trillion has migrated from 90% of people to the top 0.5%. So that's the way I see it. The rich are getting richer, and they're trying to take from the workers to continue to amass their wealth. So I'm always going to side with their workers because, the way I see it, they're They're just trying to pay their grocery bills.
I'm gonna show see if I can ask a question. I don't know how
Thank
we
you.
do.
I think we've got time for just one more here, maybe one or two more. So up next is going to be Monty. Monty, you're up.
Oh, so I ain't gonna get to ask the question.
This is Monty. I'm in Alliance, Nebraska. It's kind of far away from Omaha. But I do have a question for you. I'm in transportation. And as Senator for Nebraska, what would be your plan? What would be your ability, I guess, to help out the roads and the bridges that we have out here in western Nebraska? And the only reason I ask, I'm specific with western Nebraska, is because there is I guess you could call it there is a feeling out here in western Nebraska that we're kind of left behind from the rest of the state in the Panhandle. And I know that gnaws a lot of people. So what would be your plan to help us out to improve roads, to improve bridges, just improve our infrastructure in this part of the state?
Yeah, thanks for the question. And I've been out to Alliance at least 3 times in the last year. I'm good friends with Mike Helmet with the railroad there. But, I've done 180 events throughout Nebraska and talking to people out all the way out, in the Panhandle, central, northern, southern Nebraska. And that concern that you have is shared. I can tell you among everybody in, greater Nebraska.
This is Dan Osborne, for those of you who just joined.
I share that concern too. So, what a U.S. Senator can do is appropriate funds. And again, I think I mentioned that could be the 51st swing vote in the U.S. Senate. That's going to give me leverage. People are going to be knocking on my door. And I will use that leverage to get, appropriation funds for whatever we need. And that includes rural broadband. We have a program right now where they're extending broadband throughout Nebraska, but it's just 2 miles off of I-80. And that falls short. But what that's going to do is that's also going to make it so it's going to take burdens off the hospitals so you can sit in the comfort of your home. If you don't have broadband already, where you can talk to a registered nurse and get issued medication, and you don't have to make a long drive to go see a doctor. And that also has to include mental health for people that can, sit in their own homes and talk to people about what they're experiencing and figure out how to find the help that they need. Those are the programs I'm interested in their own homes. And, I'm a pipe fitter by trade, and I understand infrastructure. I've worked on quite a bit of it. So, the bridges and roads are extremely important to stay connected with everyone. And that's always going to be on the forefront of my mind. I hope that answered it.
Thanks, folks. And we have time for just one more here tonight. Appreciate everyone hopping on. No, we weren't able to get to everyone. But Marvin, you are up with our last question. Thank you.
Hey, Marvin, where are you from?
Here in Nebraska.
But we know you're in Nebraska, Marvin.
All right. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Hello, Marvin?
Yeah.
But what's your damn question, Marvin?
Question?
Are they going to be undefeated this year, Kansas City?
What?
Oh, I'll tell you what. I'm a Broncos fan. I'll admit that.
Y'all let him ask the damn question. Is Kansas City gonna be undefeated? What the hell, Vanessa, is going on here?
Patrick Mahomes and the Kelsey connection is probably some of the best in the history of football. So I still root for them. But yeah, they're definitely gonna win tonight.
All right. Thanks, everyone. That's all the time we have for today. I know we couldn't get everyone's question, but I appreciate everyone hopping on tonight and spending the night with Dan. I'm going to look at the results of the poll. Seems like overwhelmingly folks think the Chiefs are going to win tonight. So we'll see how the game wraps up. And again, thanks for hopping on, and make sure to go vote for Dan Osborne tomorrow. Appreciate it.
I'm pissed I didn't get to ask a question. I'm pissed. I'm pissed. I didn't get to ask a question, but anyway, I forgot I was invited to jump on that call. I did get invited to a small event he had last week, but after I seen that one commercial, and again, I hope it's for strategy, I was like, yeah, I'm not going. But anyway, I already voted for Dan Osborne. Anyone is going to be better than Deb Fisher. Again, I think that was for strategy. The biggest thing that I wanted to come through today and talk about was initiative 434, just to make sure you vote against 434 and for 439. There are two reproductive rights initiatives on the ballot. The wording is tricky, so make sure you vote for 439 and against 434. Okay, well, thank you so much. Y'all know I will be popping in and out tomorrow, and y'all know, oh, Lord already know what I can hold and what I can accept for tomorrow. So, Lord, please have me in your bosom, because I cannot afford a nervous breakdown. So, good news about Kamala Harris in Iowa. Just great news about the idiot being the idiot all the way to the end. One thing you can't say, when people say he tells the truth, he does not tell the truth. He let people know what he stands for. He let people know who he is. He's the biggest liar I ever seen in my entire life. But he do let you know who he is. And if that's who people want to vote for, hey, we about to get this gerrymandering. We about to get this electoral ballot up out of here. Yes, Chanel, praying. So I did want to say one thing about electoral college, because a lot of people don't understand what they are. And just to let you know, it was just a lot of white owners, landowners were the only people that could vote. So that's how they built the electoral college vote. That was the origin. That's ground zero. White landowners could vote. If you didn't own land, you couldn't vote. So, of course, it had expanded since then, but they still have that model with the electoral college. That shit needs to go, because whoever the people vote for is the people who need to win. Because it doesn't make sense, as my cousin Chancey said. You're up by 6 million votes and you still waiting for some damn hick town that got 500. I ain't gonna say hick town, a small town that has 500 to 1,000 people. You wait for those electoral college votes to come in when you've already beaten the person by 5 or 6 million votes. Remember, Hillary Clinton won by 3 million. All right, let's get ready to rumble. Tomorrow is the election. I cannot wait. If you need a ride, if anybody needs to ride, I will be doing poll watching. I already got 2 or 3 people on my list. If anyone needs a ride, or you know someone need a ride, please do not hesitate to give me a call. I will be in my car. Or Johnny said, or him, Cato, the one and only. He is actually fixing dinner. My brother's birthday is tomorrow, so I say happy birthday, Cato. So he's making some of that good chicken. I will not be sharing it today with y'all. So anyway, just make sure you give us a call. My car is broke down, so I'll be using Mama's car, her truck. So don't know what's wrong with my car, but I will see y'all tomorrow. We will be rolling this election in live, y'all. Before you go to sleep, you got to do what? Blah, blah, blah. Stay woke. I am out of here, and I will see y'all tomorrow.